Hartwell. I am the executive producer and host of two multi-award-winning podcasts. And I spent 10 years guesting before I launched my first podcast. So I understood the being interviewed side of the mic very well before I started my podcasts. And that allowed me to become a really good interviewer for the people who come on the show as the guest. So as a podcast host, one of the things that I wanted to share with all of you is one way for you to actually get more visibility for your podcast is to show up as a guest on somebody else's podcast, right? Because it's like cross-pollination, and we get to, exchange audiences, and we get to bring our message to people that might not otherwise be able to hear us from a place where we have, built this network of strategic alliances, shall we say, right? So if you're going to be guesting, you want to be able to show up as a guest. The purpose of today's presentation is to help you to show up as a guest really prepared to be able to get your message across clearly, really prepared to be able to maybe pitch. Sometimes you're at an event and you're going to pitch with one another here, right? And when you only have a few minutes at the mic, these are the three things that I've discovered and that I help my clients with that you really want to have in consideration. So the first thing, most important, I think, is that you, every single one of you, and this is more important now than ever as rights are being challenged here in this country, you have a right to be heard. You have a right to be here. You have a right to have the microphone, okay? So just take a nice deep breath and remember, I have a right to be here. You might want to put your hand on your heart. I have a right to be here on this planet, whether I'm straight or gay or female or trans or purple or alien or whatever we are. We all have a right to be here, okay? And we all have a right to be heard. So we want to approach any kind of guesting situation or any kind of pitching situation or any kind of opportunity to get our message to people from that centered, clear, solid knowing, that certainty that we have a right to be here and we have a right to be heard, okay? So the second thing that you want to keep in mind, that you want to focus on when you only have a few minutes at the microphone, is clarity. And how we navigate clarity to keep it really simple is to say, this is me, so I'm Andy. This is me, fully, with the right to be here and the right to be heard. This is me. This is you. So I'm going to use you again as an example, Andy. Your you would be people who are aging. Right. This is me, Andy. This is you, the people who are aging or who are creating issues around aging. Those are the people that you want to be talking to. So you want to be really clear about who the you is. This is you, my horror fans, right? This is you, our ADU people. This is me. This is you. This is where I stand. This is where I stand. I stand for ADU. I stand for horror healing. I stand for aging. I stand for real men being able to feel. And you want to be really solidly grounded in that clarity. And if you are a podcaster who is here to monetize, if you're here to monetize, some podcasters, you're doing it as a philanthropic offering. Right. Some podcasters, you're doing it as a hobby. Some podcasters, you're doing it because you want to entertain people and you're not really thinking about the monetary piece of it. But if you are doing this for a business, this is what I'm hired to do. And without shame, right? No shame. This is me. This is you. This is where I stand. This is what I'm hired to do, or this is what I'm here to do. So if it's a philanthropic offering, then it would be, I'm here to take a stand for healing, right? I'm here to, help people expand their minds on the possibilities for living arrangements, right? Whatever your core mission is, I'm here to prove and be a role model that you don't need to be caged by your age, right?
That's right.
Right. Okay. So, the final thing that you want to think about when you only have a few minutes at the microphone is connection. Okay? We have incredible power when we step up to the microphone. When we step up to the microphone, it's our role to create a beautiful, safe, and welcoming space for the people who we are intending to impact, for the people that we are intending to educate, for the people that we are intending to inform, for the people that we are intending to create some kind of maybe walking in partnership with, if it's a business type of podcast. And so you want to come to any of these opportunities really clear on what your intention is. If my intention is to go on somebody's show with the hope of connecting to the exact right fit people that I'm here to serve, I want to be really, really focused on coming from the heart to serve those people. And when I come from the heart to serve those people, I am very likely going to alienate other people. Very likely going to alienate other people. And we're, in a time now where there's a lot of fractures, there's a lot of polarization. So part of the work here is to really focus on how am I making a connection? How am I connecting with the heart of the person that I actually want to serve, kind of with blinders on to everybody else. And I like to use the analogy of skunk medicine. So the skunk is wildly attractive to other skunks. All the other skunks are madly in love with that skunk, and they want to play with that skunk. And it's like there's all this sexual energy and playful energy, but every other animal in the forest gives the skunk wide berth, right? And so it's okay to repel. It is really not only okay to connect, but it's okay to repel. When you're repelling, you actually provide the people that you're connecting with even greater feelings of safety, because you don't have like wobbly boundaries around what's allowed here and what's not allowed here. So when we're thinking about connection, we need to be really, clear on what am I intending to do here. You don't necessarily, especially if you're a business person, you don't want to just be spraying and praying. You don't want to be going on I've done this. Spraying, yeah. We're going to talk about skunks, right? In my early journey, as I spent 10 years speaking, I went on all kinds of shows. Spoke about all kinds of things. Initially, I was very heavily into the spiritual side of things. I got booked on a show once, back in probably 2010. It was this radio show in Great Britain. And at the time I was talking about being psychic and having, psychic capacities. And the host, it was a guy and a woman, the host was like, well, if you're so psychic, what color shirt, it was all audio, what color shirt is my co-host wearing? And so I had to, in that moment, I had to say, excuse me, I use my psychic abilities for healing purposes. What you're talking about is remote viewing. I didn't come to this show telling you that I'm a remote viewer. So you have to be so clear in what you're there to do and who you're there to connect with and who you're calling forth to specifically to engage with, to enroll, to further your mission, further your message. And so those are the three top things that you really need to be thinking about when you only have minutes at the mic. And so I'd like to take just a second with you. We did the connecting to ourselves, the certainty. You have a right to be here and a right to be heard. So now let's think about the clarity. This is me. Do you know who your audience is? Do you know where you want to be, who you want to be in front of? What do you stand for? Are you solid in what you stand for? You're helping veterans. You're solid in what you stand for, right? Helping veterans. And if you're not solid in that, then you need to get solid in that. Because I also believe that when you have the microphone, the stage is actually a sacred place. The stage is a place where sacred, divine things are happening. And when you are holding the attention of people, I'm holding your life force. Mm-hmm. I'm holding your energy. I'm guiding and holding and infusing my thinking and my beliefs into your energy field. This is a sacred thing. And we don't want to take it as lightly as a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. The microphone is a powerful, powerful tool that allows us to influence. It allows us to create change in the world. It allows us to advance our stand. And so we need to respect it, we need to honor it. And if you're speaking, you also need to know what are the parameters. How much time do I have? Do I have 10 minutes? Do I have 15 minutes? Don't desecrate the stage by going over your time. That's like a really bad thing to do. And don't desecrate the microphone time that you have if you're with a podcast host by over talking, right? Just show up, be clear, and make the connection. So now let's do the last piece. Make the connection. What is your intention if you're guesting?
They can hear us. Sorry, Angel. They can hear us. I just got a text.
Great.
They can hear us, but
What is your intention? We're almost done. Yeah. What is your intention when you're broadcasting or interacting?
to educate.
Yeah. What is your intention?
Also to educate.
What is your intention?
To educate.
Lou, what's your intention?
To have fun.
Great. What's your intention?
Share journeys.
Yeah. What's your intention?
To inspire.
Yeah. What's your
To educate.
What's your intention?
To control inner dialogue.
Beautiful. What's your intention?
To give men a safe space.
What's your intention?
Inspire and give hope.
To motivate.
Inspire and hope also.
Educate.
To inspire so they take action.
Beautiful. And Andy, what's your intention?
Edutain.
Edutain. Beautiful.
Do it well.
Beautiful. You do it well. So, as you're thinking about your intention, remember that your intention is intending to touch the hearts, to connect with the hearts of the people that you're here to play with, to educate, to inspire, to inform, to edutain. This is about a human connection. And somebody was mentioning AI earlier. You cannot get that kind of connection with AI. So who we are as individuals, as hosts, and as guests, when you show up as a guest, you're unique, you're precious, you're sacred, you're rare. And people want that today. They need it more than ever. So with that, I'm going to close my time, and I'm going to invite you all to get the shift done that you uniquely came to this planet to get done.
Excellent.